Yo, what up, what up, what up? Dev stream. Just made it in time. Tomorrow is huge update for Avengers. Spider-Man and the raid. And a ton of gear changes are coming. Let's go. I want to see this. Hopefully they show some Spider-Man gameplay. Show some raid gameplay. Give us a taste of what's to come tomorrow. Huge update. Can't wait to play tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. All right. Change my lights. Are we good? All right, check 1, check 2, looking good. Okay, we good. Thanks for joining, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new, hit that bell. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good day. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, all that great stuff. Here we go.
Hi, everyone.
What up?
Can you see us? Can you hear us? My body is ready. I see that.
Check on both.
Hello, hi.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you. Great time in Ireland. I think Phil might have missed me, but I don't know for sure.
I totally missed you.
Did you miss me?
Kidding? Absolutely.
Aw.
Like one of my favorite people.
Well, I missed you too, Phil. All right. So, how is everyone doing today? Got lots of let's go. Today's the day. Awesome. We're super excited.
Yeah, let's check out.
Today is the watch party for the holiday content war table where we're going to
Check
be
it
showing
out.
more
Let's
of,
see it.
Spider-Man, more of the claw raid, and you guys might
Let's go full
recognize
screen.
the voice
Think.
of who's talking about the claw raid. Once we premiere the war table, we're going to be talking to Sean Chiplock, who is the voice actor for our version of Spider-Man in Marvel's Avengers.
Cool.
And then we are going to be talking to our combat team.
Cool.
To discuss a little
Hopefully
bit more
they show
about
some
Spider-Man,
Hulk.
what he can do.
All right, talk about Spider-Man. All right, let's
think
see
I'm gonna
Spidey.
show a few more emotes too during that section. So that's gonna be fun. Hi, Nicole. Nicole's saying hi. All right. So with that said, you guys ready for the war table? We're just gonna get straight to it.
Sweet.
Phil, you ready for the war table?
What are you wasting time for? Let's go.
I'm so ready. I put myself in it.
About time.
Exactly. All right, so let's do the war table. We will see you guys after the war table is done. It's probably going to be like 12, 13 minutes, but Phil and I will try and be very, very quiet so you guys can actually watch it.
Ooh, exciting.
Hey,
right. Gilbert, what's up, man? Day is good. Hope your day is good as well.
Yep.
Happy late Thanksgiving. Belated Thanksgiving.
Let's do this.
And yeah, let's check out this big update for tomorrow. Spider-Man. Hope you guys bought your movie tickets for Spider-Man. No Way Home. Holiday content deep dive. All right. Spider-Man. Let's see what content is coming to my Hulk game. Claw.
What in my name was that?
That was Claw.
He's alive.
Ooh.
Wakanda will fall the way through.
Ooh. It's gonna be a
Can I come in now?
challenging
Guys, we have a
raid.
visitor. Spider-Man's been fighting baddies in New York for like
There's Spidey.
Ames working on something big. Like chemical weapons big.
There is nowhere my power does not reach.
Avengers, assemble.
Let's go.
A new threat emerges in Wakanda that will test the strongest teams. So it's time to reassemble your friends and bring your A game.
Sweet.
Welcome to a special Marvel's Avengers War Table Deep Dive focusing
Hey, Basti.
on what's coming
Welcome, man.
in our patch 2.2.
Thanks, Gilbert.
Starting tomorrow, players on all platforms can venture into our first raid, Discordant Sound. Take on Claw in a brand new endgame Avengers Initiative adventure that will require coordination from your high-level strike team now more than ever. Also included in 2.2 are improvements across the game to systems like gear, cosmetics, and missions.
I have
PlayStation
those
4 and
2
5
outfits,
players
so
can
nothing
also
new
play
there.
Spider-Man fighting alongside the Avengers with your friends.
Spider-Man.
Let's get started with a first look at Discordant Sound.
Hey there,
Discordant
I'm Phil Ferry,
Sound.
gameplay director for Marvel's Avengers. The new raid Discordant Sound is endgame content designed to challenge the highest level
big
strike
spider.
teams and is unlike anything you've encountered before in the game.
Big spider.
With
Oh,
that said, there are some mild spoilers for the War for Wakanda expansion ahead, so you have been warned. As you and your friends descend into the Great Mound, you'll face elite enemies and puzzles that will require serious coordination to progress. Our story picks up directly after the events of War for Wakanda. The newly appointed Queen Regent Shuri informs Black Panther and the Avengers of a grave new threat. Corrupted vibranium has infested the Great Mound and is beginning to spread through the Wakandan jungle, revealing that the Sonic monster Claw has returned. Our heroes decide to enter the Great Mound only to find it swarming with Claw's forces and a large sonic barrier preventing anyone from getting inside. With the fate of their country hanging in the balance, Wakanda's greatest warriors must join forces with Earth's mightiest heroes to stop the Mammoth Claw from destroying Wakanda. Strike teams who brave the Great Mound's dangers will encounter all new threats never seen before in Marvel's Avengers. Teams will have to explore and
New
solve
big guys
cooperative puzzle rooms while defeating some of our most difficult encounters in an experience that will challenge both your mind and combat skills. You'll have to delve into the mound yourself to find all its secrets, but here's just a taste of what you can expect when we open the doors to the raid tomorrow.
I like new enemies. New environments, I like that too. Puzzles, of course. Match up the symbols. Someone has to stay on the platform. I saw a Santa hat. Is that a Santa hat? Oh, maybe not. Ooh.
In addition to bringing players our first ever raid, we're also making some major updates to the game systems. For the first time, Marvel's Avengers is raising the maximum power level that your heroes can achieve. Until now, heroes have maxed out at a power level of 150, but the changes coming in 2.2 will allow heroes to reach a new maximum of 175.
Yeah.
There are a few ways to reach the new power level cap, but it won't be easy. You'll need dedication and persistence. Rewards from the Omega level threat family reunion and Discordant Sound weekly objectives can now be 10 levels higher, up to power level 150. As always, a fully boosted major artifact can grant you 10 extra levels. Once you've hit power level 160, you'll unlock the elite version of Discordant Sound, which rewards gear
elite.
up to the new power level hard cap. Lastly, we're excited to say you no longer have to pick a single hero to gear up at a time, as the weekly objectives to the Omega level threat and raid are now completable once per week with each hero. To help you max your characters as efficiently as possible, new weekly objectives for the Omega level threat family reunion and Discordant Sound will reward players with gear that will be guaranteed to be a higher power level until you hit the cap for those objectives.
Excellent.
In addition to raising the power level cap, updates to the gear system are also on the way. Until now, gear has only been upgradable by 10 power levels.
All right.
Starting tomorrow, our new system will allow you to upgrade any piece of gear that starts at power level 100 and epic rarity or higher an unlimited number of times until it reaches the power level cap. If you've been holding on to an underpowered piece of gear with the perfect rolls for your build, now you can ensure it stays usable as you make your way to the new max power level.
Oh, nice.
We're also
Like my
simplifying
purple
the way
gear
that
that
you
I
use
love.
resources to upgrade
I
gear.
can upgrade it.
Starting with 2.2, the only resources you'll need to upgrade a piece of gear are fragments, upgrade modules, and an unwanted higher level piece of gear. The cost to upgrade a piece of gear will increase the higher the target power
No
level.
problemo. I got plenty
Finally,
of resources.
we're introducing an exciting new way to collect and earn some of our coolest cosmetics.
That's a new
with our
outfit
brand
for.
new
Wait,
shipment
yeah, it's a
system.
new outfit
Shipments
for
will
Hulk.
contain a randomized
Very good.
collection of cosmetics and resources that update on a rotating basis, with any duplicates of cosmetics you've already unlocked converted into fragments. You'll be able to buy shipments with earnable units or earn a free one every day through multiplayer play. There's no guesswork though. You'll be able to see everything in a shipment before you spend your hard-earned units on it. Best yet, opening enough shipments in a cycle will guarantee a top-tier reward. Check out our patch notes on the blog at playavengers.com for full details on these and other exciting changes.
Playavengers.com.
PlayStation players, assemble your team of Avengers. Spider-Man
Hey, Terrence.
is joining your roster.
You got your tickets? Good.
Our team has been
I know.
hard at work
I got mine.
crafting an all-new hero
Dolby
event for
IMAX.
Marvel's Avengers
Sweet.
exclusively
Perfect
for
seats.
PlayStation.
What's up, Mick?
Can I come in now?
Doing good, mate. Thanks for
The
stopping by. Hope you're doing well.
high-flying wall crawler brings
Also,
a completely new experience to the
checking
Avengers
out
with
Spider-Man
an
and
acrobatic
Raid.
combat style and a suite of new powers, making him a great way to see the entire Avengers initiative through a new mask. In the Spider-Man with Great Power Hero event, Peter Parker learns of a deadly plot and must partner with the Avengers to stop AIM from acquiring technology that could make their synthoid army unstoppable. Insistent on keeping his identity hidden, Spider-Man forms a tentative friendship with
Nice.
Miss Marvel and Black Widow while learning the new dynamic of working in a team. With a threat so grave that no superhero could face it alone, Spider-Man must team up with the Avengers to face his new challenge head-on.
So we get a little
Our
bit
Peter
of
Parker
story
is in his
for
early 20s. He's
Parker.
responsible to a fault, lighthearted but distant, and bears the burden of his double life as Spider-Man. A gifted chemical engineer, Peter is recruited for an internship with AIM alongside his smart and savvy classmate Liz Allen. However, Peter soon begins to suspect AIM of mistreating Inhumans, leading him to seek out the Avengers' help as Spider-Man. When his quest to expose AIM uncovers the involvement of Allen Chemical, Liz becomes Spider-Man's eyes and ears and finds her loyalty to her family tested. Jumping right into the With Great Power Hero event is simple, whether you've been playing since launch or you've just picked up the game. Click the option from the war table within the Avengers Initiative. You don't need to play through the original Reassemble campaign or any previous operations to unlock Spider-Man as a playable hero.
Cool.
You'll be able to take on new Spidey-specific challenges and earn Spider-Man theme rewards to help you and your team in the fight. Spider-Man offers unique gameplay options that make him stand out from our other heroes, which you'll experience firsthand from the moment you pick up the controller and begin traversing biomes with his signature web slinging, wall running, and wall crawling. Core to Spider-Man's gameplay are his webs. Not only can he use them to swing
Yeah, he's got
and
some
zip
story.
anywhere,
It's not a
but he
full-fledged
uses
story
them
though,
in
but
combat to
it's
quickly
got
reach enemies,
some story
maneuver
missions.
enemies to his advantage, and to
Better
web
than
up
nothing.
enemies. Spider-Man brings a unique status effect to the game with his web shooters. All of his web-based attacks build up a web
Nice.
status meter on
That's
enemies.
nice.
Once the meter is full, enemies become webbed, immobilizing them and making them more vulnerable to attacks from all the Avengers. All of Spider-Man's ranged attacks and heroics build up web status, and his mastery tree and gear allow players to further customize the effects of the web status debuff. Combined with his ability to perform takedowns regularly, Spider-Man becomes an excellent support option for your team of heroes. The Spider Skirmish light combo is designed to build up stun damage and juggle enemies in the air. Pair it with his signature attack Take to the Sky to launch enemies up and continue the air combo.
Like the
While
Dragon
on the wall,
Punch. Very
Predator
cool.
Instincts gives you the ability to perform a powerful leaping punch
Oh,
that
yeah.
deals bonus
Good.
impact damage.
Leap off a wall.
Evade an enemy
Perfect.
attack while the Spider Sense warning is visible to activate defensive armor. Evade at the last second to perform a perfect evade, which
Spider
leaves the enemy
Sense.
vulnerable to follow-up attacks. While dodging, use Think Fast to perform a low spinning kick that can trip enemies, making them easier to combo. Or Double Fire to quickly build up web status on the enemy. Quick reflexes and web counter are stronger versions of these attacks and can be performed after a perfect evade. The Wreckage skill is Spidey's intrinsic meter that charges up by dealing out melee damage and avoiding enemy attacks that drain it. Once the meter is full, Spider-Man can perform a takedown on an enemy without having to stun them, even if the enemy is in the air. Both his assault and support heroics are heavily reliant on his technical expertise and gadget-making skills. His Web Bomb assault heroic is used to web up large groups of enemies, while his Spider Drone support heroic zips around the battlefield, laying down cover fire with web projectiles.
Spider Drone.
Upgrades improve damage output or provide defensive bonuses like willpower regeneration and defensive armor. The ultimate heroic Wrecking Ball creates a massive ball of webs that slams into the ground, smashing enemies under it and knocking back nearby foes. Once upgraded, Intrinsic Energy auto-generates, allowing Spidey to use his Wreckage skills more often. Triggering the ultimate heroic also provides a heroic buff that reduces damage and increases damage dealt. Spider-Man is a hero with the same amount of depth as our on-disc Avengers. You'll be able to collect up to 40 new outfits, including these.
40 Spider-Man
Spider-Man's unique personality
outfits.
is captured in over 20 emotes you can unlock.
20 different
Many of
emotes.
these can be
Wow.
earned through gameplay,
He's got to have
but
the
players
most.
can also purchase cosmetics of their favorite heroes. Our first year has brought great changes to our story and the Avengers initiative. Our journey began with Kamala's single-player story and advanced with both Kate and Clint operations and our War for Wakanda expansion. Our roster continues to grow, creating exciting and better experiences for teams of players to live out their heroic dreams. Now it's time for you and your crew to test your mettle against Claw, and for PlayStation players to take your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for a spin. As always, thank you for telling us what you think. Make sure to visit playavengers.com for our weekly blog, where you can find everything from patch notes to tips and fun content that you created. Until then, we'll see you online and in the game.
Look good. Looks good. PlayStation owners, rejoice. Tomorrow. What time tomorrow? Probably 10 Central, 8 Pacific. Oh yeah, the emote. We need one more Spidey in there. one more Spidey. We know why. Should be 3 Spideys. Yeah, I was so happy to get my tickets. Man, I was refreshing for a good 45 minutes. AMC was down. Fandango was down. I got in a queue on AMC from 45 minutes down to 10 minutes, and it went back up to an hour. And I was refreshing my other theater, and I finally got in.
Hi,
Awesome.
everyone.
Hello, we're back.
We're back, and we have a special guest.
Who's that?
Who is
There he
that?
is, the
Who is
man
that?
behind
Who
the
are you?
voice.
Who's
His
that
voice
guy
sounds
in
familiar.
the vid? What's up, everybody?
We have Sean Chipluck with us. He is our voice actor for our version of Spider-Man. Yes, you guys all recognize him.
Hello,
It's-
chat. I'm watching you. I got the tech.
It is Spidey. He is looking at chat.
What's up, Knife?
How are you, Sean?
I'm
up,
doing
dude?
pretty okay. I'm sure everyone.
Did you get your
is,
tickets
you
for
know,
Spider-Man,
finally
Knife?
winding back down or winding back up for the work week after Thanksgiving weekend. Ours was relatively uneventful, except for the grease fire that created more smog in our kitchen than Los Angeles on an average day. So
Wow.
but
Knife and
you know
Terrence
what?
get a
The-
shout
the
out, being my
bacon-wrapped
VIP
dates
members.
Have that perfect smoky quality to them, just like Grandma used to make. It was fantastic.
So a nostalgic Thanksgiving then.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for being VIP
Nice,
members.
Nice. Well, I'm sure everyone is super excited to hear from you. We have a few questions for you in this segment of the War Table, if you're ready.
Okay, sure, bring them on.
Phil, do you wanna start us off?
Sure. All right, Sean. So
Oh, hell yeah.
super
How many
hard
tickets you
question
get? Just you and your
to,
boy,
get
or
started.
all 3 of you?
Spidey's super iconic. Like, what's your take on Spidey? Like, what's your personal touch that you're bringing to him?
Oh man, so I've always really enjoyed, because I've experienced many iterations of Spider-Man. I've seen the MCU version of him. I used to read the comics when I was younger, especially when I was waiting for my dental appointments. So I've seen both the more serious and the more comedic side, and I think I kind of took on a lot of what my dad talked to me about what he enjoyed Spider-Man, which is that yes, Spider-Man does tend to have, or he does have superpowers.
Some
as
weird
opposed to something like
items on his
Batman, who
shelf
makes
there.
do with gadgets rather than just superpowers. But it's the idea
Is he a
that
painter or something?
Spider-Man
See a
is still kind of
Pikachu
a
up
kid at
there,
the end
but-
of the day, and I don't mean like a minor. Although in some iterations, he
Pokemon
is
ball
rather
up there
young,
too?
But just the idea that he's always at odds with the life that he has to have as a superhero, with the life that he wants to have as
5
probably one of
tickets,
the
yeah.
youngest members
Nice, man.
of any superhero team that he ends up being a part of. And I that's kind of what affected the voice that I took for this role, in that when I get really excited, my natural pitch tends to be higher up here, versus when I'm like really relaxed and laid back, it tends to be much deeper. So you don't hear any, if a lot of this, in the Spider-Man that I present. So I thought that it was a nice way of showcasing that, he's excited to some degree about the access that his powers give him and the fact that he can help others, but there's a lot of sadness buried behind that. There's a lot of, this isn't just something that I get to have fun with and get to protect people with. Now I am responsible for these people's well-being, because if I don't
What's
do
up,
my
Chad?
job,
Thanks for stopping by.
a
Watching
lot of pain
Spider-Man
could happen.
raid update for
And
tomorrow.
that's really rough to think about on a daily basis, especially when you're still trying to figure out who you are as an individual. So I feel like a lot of my performance for Spider-Man actually played a lot on my approach to the role itself, which was confidence of I am capable of doing this, with that nervousness of I really hope I don't screw it up though, because it would be really bad if I did. So
Well, you're definitely not screwing it up, and it's awesome. Just talking to you, it's like I'm talking to Spider-Man, which is awesome. So
thank you.
I know, same. I think this is actually both of our first time meeting you, so this is pretty awesome.
Thank you.
We're meeting our Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I saw some people in chat saying you have the perfect voice for him, so
Oh,
and
thank
I
you.
agree.
As you
I
can
agree.
tell, I've got the disguise on right now. I can't take these off. I gotta protect myself and the people that I love.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
that's
I knew
very
it'd be a good
Spider-Man.
voice as soon as I heard him in the first
So
reveal trailer. I was like,
during the whole process,
okay, good
did
voice.
you know you would be voicing Spider-Man? Like, did you do any auditions? And what was your reaction when you found out it was Spider-Man?
I did do the audition process, which it honestly is a little anticlimactic if you ask for a breakdown of it, because, whether it's an audition for Spider-Man or an audition for like an indie studio or a AAA game studio, it tends to be the same process. Either we get the auditions at home and we record them, or if they want us to come in studio and record on their equipment, we'll do that. But I will admit, like, there were at least 2 instances. No, because I finished my audition.
Okay.
And I walked out, and I'm not going to name names because I want it to stay private. But there was a colleague of mine sitting at the table outside waiting for their turn, and I was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing, bud? Like, how's you been? How's the family?" And as I walked away, I went, "Man, he's gonna be great as Spider-Man." I could feel the vibes from him, where I was like, "Oh, he would make a fantastic one. I can already tell it would be incredible." So imagine my surprise when they reached out and said, "Hey, we'd like you to be our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man." And I'm like,
really?
what? Like, are you sure? And it was something that kind of made sense the further I went along, because I realized, hey, you know what? That nervousness is something that they can play off of. It depends. At the end of the day, it's a sense of teamwork. It's what is the client looking for? What kind of performance are they looking for the game? And it may have just so happened that the approach that I took, which was, kind of that more nervous, more unsure, but willing to learn actor, also worked for unsure but willing to learn Spider-Man. And I really appreciated the opportunity as well. And I wonder if this played into it, because this role was definitely something that I knew would be a challenge for me. Like being more nuanced. Typically in a lot of Western style games, you're not going to be as exaggerated as you might be in stuff like JRPGs. And so I knew going into this that this was going to be a challenge for me to understand when I could put on those moments of being a hero and when I needed to just relax and let myself be.
I really wish he was
vulnerable
wearing a
and take my
Spider-Man
time
shirt
with
or
the
have some
lines that
kind
I
of
was saying.
Spider-Man
And I think
anything in the
having to
background.
think about what I was
I think
saying and
it'd
how
be
I was saying it. Again, you're going to hear this a lot.
ultra hyped
Worked out really
to
well
be the voice of
with
Spider-Man.
Peter Parker Spider-Man
Come
trying
on,
to
man.
figure out who he can trust, how much he can say to what people. Sorting through his emotions in the middle of trying to prevent entire countries from being wiped off the map. It was a very unique experience, and one that I'm very grateful for.
Aw,
That's awesome.
that's really heartwarming.
Yes.
So hey, you were talking about, like, reading the comics at your dentist appointments and stuff. Like, how far does your comic knowledge go? Like, how familiar were you with Spider-Man before all this?
That one, the comic knowledge doesn't go back as far. I remember it was a lot of the I want to say like earlier era, like Mysterio, when the villains were a little bit more campy, In fact, my biggest memory of Spider-Man was actually from a themed Where's Waldo book that I poured over and over and over again, trying to find, because it was one of those books that had like, well, I think they all might have had this, but it had like the main villain that you were trying to find, but then it had a bunch of like their little insignias or calling cards or like special like Spider-Man themed items that you had to find. And like,
Okay.
I'm the person that would have like the book up to their face like this, like, where are you? I've been looking at you for 15 minutes. I was thinking it, maybe someone like was a troll and like photoshopped it right before
Yeah.
it went out to print and actually took out the items so it's not actually there.
Just to mess with you.
Like the person who puts two of the same puzzle piece into an 1800 piece puzzle and the last one that you actually need wasn't ever there to begin with.
They know what they're
So-
doing.
Coffee Head says, "I remember that. Where's Waldo?" Good. We might be the only two people who do.
I think I'd be super frustrated. Like all the Where's Waldo things, I was always super frustrated, but they were super fun also.
Right.
I think it would take
We've
me like
all played Where's Waldo at some point,
Hmm.
exactly.
right? Like in some waiting room somewhere. Like there's nothing
Or
better.
where
to
in the
do.
world is Carmen
That's
San
probably
Diego?
why my eyes are as bad
for
as
that
they
trench
are,
coat.
because I had my nose like pressed against the spine of the book,
Constantly
going,
looking.
"Where are you, Waldo?"
Yep.
Speaking of like your eyes pressing against things and looking at books and everything, like what was your preparations like for doing this voice, for doing Spider-Man? Did you have like any sort of routine, or did you just like I'm just gonna do it?
No, that makes sense. So obviously the nervousness was there, and thankfully I had a past experience with other roles that taught me, hey, if you're ever unsure of what you're supposed to be doing, don't be afraid to just relinquish. Excuse me.
That's a good deal,
relinquish
Terrence.
control
Nice
over to the
pickup.
director, whose job it is
Black
to
Friday,
guide
right?
you where they need you to go.
I still have
And
to
then
finish
once you're
that game.
feeling more confident, you
It's
can
fun.
take the reins,
Enjoy the game.
in this
Yep.
case, the web strings, and
It's a good one.
take it back and run with it. I think a big part was, man, warm-ups are important, of course. Anyone that wants to get into this career, you want to make sure you do your vocal warm-ups. If you're going to be shouting, if you're going to be screaming, you got to have the pipes relax. It's the muscle like any other part of your body. Outside of that, for me, when it comes to playing roles that have more heavy emotional beats, I try to pull from real life experiences. And this might hit chat a little hard. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a trigger warning. If you're uncomfortable with like topics of like death and loss, then you might want to step out for like 2 minutes. So one thing that really connected me to Spider-Man's struggle is that I lost my mom when I was a freshman in high school. And so all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I had this massive amount of responsibility dumped onto me. I was helping out my dad. I was caring for her near end of life. I was studying for like IB/AP college prep classes while also dealing with a single father family. And having to be like the other big man of the house. And that was really, really stressful. But it was a responsibility that I had to take on. And so that was something that I was able to take with me into the booth of like, okay, well, what did that feel like? What kind of weight did that put on your shoulders? Knowing that you couldn't just say, I don't want to do this, and that you had to rise up to the occasion while you were genuinely, as I imagine most sophomores in high school are, still trying to figure out what the heck you want to do with your life and still trying to make friends and still trying to socialize. And I feel like that actually gave me a legit foundation because it gave me something to pull back on whenever I wasn't sure how Spider-Man might react and go, well, how would I feel, or how would he feel in this moment? Where are his priorities lying? What's his emotional state? Is he going to be more internal? Is he going to be complaining externally about this is too much, this isn't fair? And I think having that as a baseline that I could fall back on I never actually felt lost. If I felt like I wasn't grasping the situation, I would go back to that baseline, to that emotional state, and then let my director tweak it as necessary to get where we needed to be.
Wow, thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah, I mean, crazy. It's amazing that you managed to leverage all that into something positive, right? That's a really amazing thing to do.
Nothing like says acting, like taking emotional trauma and turning it into a performance you get paid for. Let's go.
It's a good way to look at it. Okay, so Sean, playing Spider-Man, what do you think was your favorite part and then the most challenging part?
So the most challenging part definitely has to be this seems like such a simple thing, but it's understanding when to take your breaths. No, because when you're dealing with a longer monologue, if you just speed through it, if you just read the text without stopping at all to breathe, it's going to sound rehearsed. It's going to sound like you're reading off of a script. But if you take every moment to say every word with a lot of emphasis, I'm sure chat was already like starting. They felt their eyelids starting to droop. They're like, I don't want to listen to that. Like, imagine if there's like a 5-minute Avenger scene and like 4.5 minutes of it is Spider-Man just talking at that pace. You'd all zone out instantly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so it's so interesting, and it's so challenging figuring out how to embody that character and play pretend with the scenario that you're not actually a part of without either droning it on or going through it so quickly that people don't believe you at all. So that was definitely the parts where I would rely on my director saying, oh, I really liked that approach, but could you speed it up a little? Could you slow down a little? You have more time with this. Definitely the parts where I think I had the most fun were any time when I got to tap in. Again, this is where a lot of my foundation of Spidey knowledge came from. Or any of the times that I got to bring in some of that comedic Spider-Man. There's a little bit of sadness behind it because I've said elsewhere that Spider-Man is the kind of character that uses comedy to hide his fear.
Yeah.
And there are lots of instances where I use, a chuckle or a nervous laugh or a small joke to try and mask his nervousness. But there's also a lot of moments where the kid in him.
Did you guys hear that Tom Holland has
there's one particular instance, I'm not
confirmed
gonna spoil too much, but I know that
3
there's
more
elevator
Spider-Man
banter in
movies?
these games. And I
Another
know I've mentioned
trilogy
it
we're
before,
getting
so
with
this
Tom
should be
Holland.
safe. But he ends up talking with one of the other Avengers. and he
Venom
mentions,
confirmed
like, what's your
Spider-Man.
favorite style of music or something
Oh,
like that.
that's great.
And Peter Parker is a really big fan of jazz.
We
Now,
thought
the
he was gonna
line
give it up
didn't
after this
actually
movie.
call for this, but I got so flustered
Glad
at
he's
this
sticking
idea
around.
because I am a huge fan of jazz. Jazz is like one of the
Nice.
most relaxing genres to me. I got so flustered at the idea that this person doesn't appreciate jazz. Look at me, I'm already doing the thing.
You're doing that.
Anyway, I got so flustered that he didn't appreciate jazz that instead of just saying, how could you not like jazz? I'm like, how could you not like? And I start like breaking out into doing like an instrumental of a jazz song, like making all of the instrument noises with my mouth. And it's one character interaction. Like, you're gonna see it once and be like, okay, well, now I've seen it. It's gonna be a repeat if it ever shows up again. But that's just one of those moments where I'm like, that's a Spidey thing, when he's just like, how can you not enjoy, like, when it comes in, it's all like, and I feel like that's one of those moments that people are really gonna
Yeah, it's
cherish.
amazing
So
news.
I hope that people will check out the banters. I hope especially
It's good.
that people
I
will
mean,
check out
we
if
know
you get
Tom,
any of those
Tom
unique poses.
is growing up. So
'cause I
why not
believe I had
embrace
to,
that
in
and
many
have
cases, I
Spider-Man
had to
grow up?
ad-lib
We don't have to
certain
see
things before they
Spider-Man
said
in
we
high
did the
school
poses.
every single
And
time.
I'm really proud
I
of
think
that.
this is good.
And this is
Perfect.
either gonna win me a lot of cred
Okay.
or
So
or
much
lose
more.
me a lot of cred with chat. This one is specifically
Future
for
stories
chat.
with Spider-Man
For
is gonna be
those
great.
of you who watched the
So
trailer,
much to do.
that corny line at the end where he goes, "Avengers assemble, bad guys scatter." That was my suggestion.
Really?
It was. No, I said because everyone likes the quote "Avengers assemble."
Yeah.
Everyone enjoys like that iconic quote. But I noticed at the end of the video that you got one bad guy left. So I was like, that's a funny contrast between having the whole group versus a single guy. So I was like, hey, let me try this. I was like, Avengers assemble, bad guy scatter. I thought it was like the cheesy superhero line that I was allowed because he obviously knows he has all the control in the situation. And I know just by saying that, like, half the chat is going to be like, oh, that was so cheesy. That's so him. I love it. The other half of the chat is going to be like, this is horrible. You ruined the character. How could you? Oh,
No,
well.
that is amazing. I'm gonna tell you, like, so I didn't know that, and so I write like a lot of the social copy for our posts and our trailers, and that was like I like to use quotes from our trailers. That was the line, like, Avengers assembled, bad guys scatter. That was a line I picked out of the entire trailer to represent us like debuting that trailer. So it's some amazing lore for me
nice
right
job,
now
Spidey.
too.
Right?
I had no idea that.
And you don't have to worry. Chat is definitely behind you.
Stop fighting, chat. This is the war table. No fighting. Can't fight in here.
No fighting, everyone. I also can't wait to hear the instrument thing because I haven't heard a lot of the elevator banter, and I know our narrative team, especially like Nicole, Hannah, Jess, they love the elevator banter, and the Spider-Man ones are like apparently like.
This is my personal request.
It'd be nice if we
chat.
can listen to
you
it
are
all.
able to somehow get a good clip of the elevator banter with that jazz scene, please send it to me. I might even give you a little gift. We'll see. I don't know. First person who manages to send a high quality of it to me, I might have a surprise for you. But I would appreciate it so much.
Where can they send something to you? What's your Twitter handle to remind everyone?
My Twitter is @SonicMega, SONICMEGA. You can send hate mail, praise, whatever you want over there. My DMs are open. Just be responsible about it. I also have a Twitch, which is the same, twitch.tv/@SonicMega, in which I stream 5 days a week whenever I can manage. I'm a huge fan of dungeon crawlers. We've been doing Shadowverse Champions Battle. If you guys want to join in tonight, I'm going to be doing Jackbox 8. I haven't touched it in weeks, and I'm finally going to have a chance. So I hope to see you guys there. But yeah, Twitter's the big place. That's where all the announcements happen. Twitch is the other big one. I do a lot of giveaways there when it comes to games and merch and stuff like that. So one of those two is the best.
Nice. Well, we don't want to take up too much of your time, but is there anything else you want to say to our players, to our chat, to Twitch chat right now before you head off?
Thank you guys for supporting, the franchise. I love your passion. I welcome your feedback because I know that no performance can be perfect, and I know that Spider-Man is a very iconic role for a lot of you, and just the superhero universe can be very iconic. And I'm very blessed and humbled to be to have the chance to embody this role of a character that as I found out throughout the project, I connected with a lot more than I initially figured. But either way, I hope that you guys have fun. That's what's important at the end of the day, is that you feel like you got your money's worth. And if you find out that you enjoy the stuff that I do and the other projects that I'm in, I hope to hear from you more. I've got a Discord community. I've got my DMs open if you want to talk shop. But thank you for letting me into your world, and I hope that you enjoy my presence in it.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean. It was great meeting you.
Yeah. Thank you. So good questions. Good questions.
Good questions. All right.
This was
We'll
fun.
be right back, everyone, with our combat team. So I'm going to transition to our BRB screen. for
Later,
just a minute.
Spidey.
Thanks, Sean.
Take care.
Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good voice actor. He'll be fine. He'll be fine for the character. Yeah, the elevator stuff will be great, especially with when Hulk's in there. But if everybody has PS5s, the loading is so fast, it usually cuts those conversations off too quickly. It's just, I don't know what they can do. Because not everybody's going to want to sit there and listen to them all. One person's going to take off, and then it's like, well, I guess they cut it off then. I don't know. I don't know what they can do. But it's always entertaining to listen to the characters talk. All right, so Spidey's good. Looks good. 40 different outfits, 20 different emotes. Good voice actor. Yeah, he's going to be cool. I'm more interested in upgrading my Hulk to 175. I'm going to max him out. And then we'll see. Maybe I'll play Spidey. Yeah. But it comes out tomorrow. It's finally here. I mean, it's only been a year and a half since this game's come out. The promise of Spidey. And man, tomorrow he's finally out. PlayStation. Cool. New outfit for Iron Man right there? I'm not sure. Is it? No, probably not. But hopefully the combat team will show something with Hulk is going to get cryo and shock damage, which is a brand new for him. That'll be interesting. Hope everybody in the chat's good. Let me know if you got your tickets for Spider-Man No Way Home. They are out now. Feel free to check out your theater. I know I had something. I had my local theater right here. This is Spider-Man Thursday night, 7 p.m. Currently, the IMAX screen is about 95% sold out. That's for the first showing. So if you want to go to the very front row or the extreme left or right, you got those seats left over. Wouldn't that suck if it's two of you and you want to sit in the middle? You got to be like one person sits in F8, another person sits in F6. I guess maybe F7 would be nice enough to maybe move. Then you can sit together. What do you think? Maybe? Or if there's one ticket, G15 or G8, those are probably the last two best seats. Amazing. Sold out. Just about. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, I got some great tickets. My local theater, it's about 20 minutes north of me. You've seen my videos. I made one for Ghostbusters and Resident Evil. Great theater, and not very crowded up there, but they have some great popcorn, good seats, good theater, and the prices are very low. Like my ticket was only $10. My son's ticket was like 6.5 for the first show of Spider-Man. What a deal! Fantastic, can't wait. But man, it's gonna be hard to avoid spoilers. Remember, this movie comes out 2 days before the U.S. I think in Malaysia or something, they get it 2 days early. It's like, oh my gosh, are you serious? I'm turning off Twitter. Yeah, I'm offline 2 days before it comes out. I mean, pretty sure we know the Spider-Man are going to be all three of them, but I just don't want to. I just don't want to read about it. I just don't want to see like, oh, these confirmed. I'm like, no, I want to go in there, sit down, and wait for that moment when they show up on screen. Whew, that's going to be sweet. I might even stand up and start cheering. I think I might.
We are back.
We're back.
We're back.
All right.
Hi, everyone.
Found more
Combat
friends.
team.
I know, we found more friends. Hi. We had to say goodbye to Sean, make sure he was taken care of. Sean was awesome, by the way. That was the first time that any of
I
us.
know, right?
I mean, it was the first time that I met him. I don't know about you guys. But
It's, a lot of people seem to feel like he's the perfect voice for Spider-Man, and I agree.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I
No complaints here.
1000% agree, and it was a pleasure
What's up,
to
Chris?
talk to him. I'm like the biggest Spider-Man fan, and I
A
told
lot
him
of people,
about
Chris,
the
have
BRB,
lost
so,
their
yep,
lost their
that was
ticket
awesome.
purchases.
137s.
But the good thing is that there's
Well,
multiple
we have
showings all
Scott-
day long, and they'll
wait,
probably be extended into the
Scott
morning.
Walters, AJ
Like,
Gartmeyer
I remember
with
when I
us.
saw the Star Wars,
Scott is our lead combat designer. AJ is our lead
the
animator.
first
And
new
you guys
one.
did a lot of work
I went to
on
a 2
Spider-Man.
a.m. show for that one.
A lot
2
of-
a.m.
a
The
lot
Force
of work on
Awakens.
Spider-Man,
I went to
and,
2 a.m. because they
I know
extended the
everyone
showtime.
wants to
So
hear from you guys.
you'll get it.
First off, I will say I did have some technical issues, so I couldn't get my PS5 test build. It was like last minute technical issues too. I couldn't get my PS5 build working completely, but I do have some pre-recorded footage for you guys to look at while Scott and AJ talk. Some of you might have seen this footage already. We have some little clips here.
He's got
and
a
there
Hulk
which
Buster back
people,
there. That's cool.
which we haven't shown on social or anywhere
Mushroom.
else either. But you know, in our day of working from home, anything can go wrong, and it did unfortunately go wrong. But Spider-Man goes live tomorrow, so
What
you
time?
guys can play with him tomorrow.
What time?
So Scott, while we look at
Yes.
some pre-recorded footage, what's your and AJ?
So
both
he's
of
the
you guys,
only one that could show
what
us
was your overall vision in creating
real-time
Spider-Man's
Spidey footage.
kit and
Only his
how
PlayStation 5.
he animated, and we can do one at
Weird.
a time.
I mean, he's got a PS5 behind him. Why
For
can't he show it on
Spider-Man,
his
definitely
TV?
wanted him to be as kind of close to the comic source or as what people would recognize as possible. So a lot of webs, a lot of acrobatic maneuvers.
You mean as close to
In
Insomniac
terms of
Spider-Man that he
gameplay,
could
we
possibly
were
get
really
away with?
looking for that support functionality to feel a role that maybe hasn't, we don't have a ton of right in our roster, or like how he would fit in our team. And so when we thought about that, that really manifested as, using his webs to crowd control enemies, as opposed to being like, a Hulk that is just smashing everyone, or, an Iron Man that is just blasting everyone from range. So we really leaned into using his webs to build up that status meter that's unique to him, and giving him sort of a skill tree that he can customize what that does for gameplay.
Like,
Yeah,
one
I
of
think
the
Scott
big-
sums it up pretty well. I think acrobatic is a big one, flippy stuff with him.
Yeah.
So you'll get like Black Panther vibes occasionally, but only little bits. But yeah, and moving him around. Like that's the big thing with him. I want to be able to move around easily from points as the hero and get to different targets. So I think that plays to him a little bit better than other heroes in the roster currently.
And
Yeah.
Scott, Spider-Man can do a lot of takedowns, right?
Yes. So
Wanna see the air
we're
takedowns.
looking at ways
Sounds
to
awesome.
kind of capture that really cinematic style of gameplay that you don't typically get in our multiplayer game, because we can't do a bunch of fancy slowdown. Since there are other players that are running around, you can't slow them down as well. So we found that our takedowns did a really good job of representing that. And so we built out his intrinsic to utilize that functionality. So as you do melee damage, which he is kind of a melee focused character, you build up a meter. If you take damage, you lose the meter, and we really want you to sort of put an emphasis on the spider sense and paying attention to that indicator and dodging, when it tells you to. So that's kind of the ethos behind that. But once that's full, you can perform a takedown on an enemy that isn't stunned. And doing that, not only do you get all your takedown bonuses, so any gear that has, trigger on effect for takedowns, you have that, but he also has some other skills in his mastery tree that are specifically related to using that skill. So he can, if you're playing correctly, you can do finishers left and right.
That's awesome.
So can we go over like each of the if you're looking at some footage right now, specifically his assault heroic.
Yeah, the assault heroic is the web bomb. So in the comics, he sort of
Yeah, Chris, try doing the Last Avenger.
Some of his
Last Avenger Standing is a good one for Hulk.
Web bomb, or bomb that explodes.
Of course, all the
releases the web fluid.
the challenges
So
for
we
Hulk, the
thought that was a really
Tachyon
good
or the
ranged heroic for the
Vibranium.
assault. You can throw it, you can aim it, you can put it into a group of enemies.
You
and
want to
for
get
the crowd control
Vibranium and
function,
Sonic
obviously
gear for the
instantly
raid,
webs,
so do a lot of
some of
Wakanda
the
missions.
weaker enemies and builds up a large chunk on some of the stronger ones. There are ways you can increase the amount of web status that does through gear and other mastery effects. So yeah, the goal there was really just how can he quickly web a large group of targets, efficiently and really control that zone with the web bomb. And there's some cool upgrades with it.
That's good. I like that.
One of his ranged attacks,
Web them up so they
is the
can't
web
move, and then
tether,
Hulk comes in.
that he can fire out,
Boom.
and
You're done.
his web bomb can
Or
also
my Hulk,
fire
anyway.
out multiple tethers.
Ooh.
So if you want to pull them
So
into
fun.
a zone as opposed to send them out, you can use the tether effect.
But clump them all together in
Ah.
one pile. That'd be awesome.
Hey Jay, how much work and fun did you guys have doing all the webbed enemies and having them stick to walls and stuff?
Oh yeah, I mean it's a blast, Phil. Right? Anytime we get to do different stuff with the enemies, it's always a good time. So, and I think the entire web status is just more than I imagined it would have been, which is awesome.
That's
I
super
love when
cool.
I'm curious to
I love when that
know
stuff happens. I kinda
when did
get
they
a little
start
bit in the
making
box when
Spider-Man,
animating stuff or whatever, and Scott and the design
and why did
team
it take so
like,
long
doing
for them to
magic
come
over
out?
there. And then I look back and I'm like, wait, they do this? Wait, they go here? Wait, Scott, is this supposed to happen? So no, I think it's phenomenal. I love it. I've been playing with them more and more, and it's just a blast. So
Because I mean, that's over a
With-
year of
with web
development for
status,
one
you
character. I
definitely
mean,
wanna
that's
knock 'em
insane.
on the walls. That'll extend the
Or
duration.
they
That's
started,
kind of the
what,
whole
4 or
gimmick
5 months
behind it,
ago?
is once you get them webbed, if you knock them around, you can get them to stick to walls, and that'll just extend the duration that they're webbed.
Some of his movements are a little choppy for me.
So let's talk about his support heroic.
Sport heroic
outfit
is
is
the,
awesome.
the
Sorry.
spider drone, yeah. So that one, basically he creates a drone out of parts.
That's
that
cool.
you
I
will
like the
find.
Spidey
You,
drone.
go into photo mode while it's active. You'll see it's got little radio antennas on there. It's basically a quadcopter.
Got an
that has
Andrew
a web
Garfield
blaster or web shooter on it.
frame to him with the longer
And
neck.
it'll fly around the battlefield.
Andrew
and
Garfield. That's what he
pepper
looks like to
enemies
me.
with web projectiles.
He's got
So
his body.
it acts as a
It's not Toby's
ranged
body. It's
support
not
for you to help
Tom
web
Holland's
up the
body. It's
targets,
Andrew
so you can
Garfield's
get
body.
more web status.
That's what I feel they
It's got a bunch
they
of
modeled
other
him
useful
after.
upgrades. So applying a shield that you can deploy that basically hovers around it. So anyone inside of it is immune to projectiles. Those will bounce off, and
Wow.
any melee damage, they have a defensive buff when they're inside the bubble.
God,
So
that
if
car.
targets rush in,
I just want my Hulk to smash it in half and make
there's
Is the
car
bubble, like,
fists
kind of
like
as
in the
big as,
Incredible Hulk movie.
How big is the bubble?
Oh, why can't they do that?
It's similar to other heroics
Smash,
that we've done.
rip,
I think,
2 pieces
Iron Man
of
has
car in his
similar
hand and just go
style
smash
heroic.
things.
So it's about the same size. It follows the drone. And what's cool about the drone is that you can either have it follow you, and so it'll kind of just move around with you, or you can have it defend a point. So if you hold the button down, it'll stay where it is, and you'll see a little indicator on the ground telling you that it's sort of.
Thanks for watching, Raf Gang. Appreciate all you in the
defending
chat
that area.
and
So if you
everybody in
wanna,
the
like,
stream.
capture a point,
Checking out
you
some
can basically
Spider-Man.
have it
Comes
stay
out
on that
tomorrow
point,
on PlayStation.
and either do the
Nice.
bubble for the defense or
Marvel's
provide
Avengers.
healing regen to everyone that's kind of capturing that point. And that way, even if you move out of it to do melee combat or whatever, like it'll stay there and protect anyone. that's-
Everybody take a
that's
second
sitting in
to
that spot.
please hit that like
Nice.
button.
AJ, what
Show your
was it like
support that you were
animating the
here.
drone?
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Subscribe.
Oh man,
Get
that's the highlight
notified.
of my career right there. Animating drones, I love it. No, I actually remember. I think it was either Swalters or maybe Jorge. Somebody came to me because they just had a
What's
a
up,
status
Evil?
session there initially, and they were like, "Hey,
Yeah, they had a little
some new
gameplay
stuff.
reveal earlier in the
What's
stream,
new?"
but we're just talking
I was
about
like,
it.
okay, I guess
Yeah.
we'll throw an animation on there real quick.
Yeah,
But
Evil.
I like him just because he's
I wish they
always
would do that
doing
for Hulk.
everything for me, which is awesome. So I'll just like run around and do stuff, and then I find someone who's kind of webbed after I got them halfway, and I just grab them and throw them. It's like he's like a little tag team buddy in there. So
Yeah, it's a good support tool.
it's awesome.
Hey Scott, there's some people that are asking about the web status. How does it fit in with the rest of the battery effects?
Yeah, so the web status is actually neutral. It's a lot like the stun in that regards. So it won't trigger the battery effect. It's a really strong status.
No
in its
battery
own,
effect for Spidey?
right? Similar to the stun, right? The stun lets I mean, not only immobilizes the targets, but lets you do finishers. Whereas the webbed really, like, you have ways to upgrade that to make them basically
Stronger.
take an enemy out of combat for quite a while.
Okay.
So
So he's
if you
not a
upgrade
battery
and
dude. He's
build
more
your
of a
kit around that, you can
stun
really
and
lock down the
immobilize
target,
kind of a guy.
while the rest of the team and yourself, right, join in on taking him out. So
Absolutely.
And then
I should be able to
finally,
whip a drone
talk
and
to
then
us about the
smash it to the ground.
heroic.
And then smash.
yeah, so the
That'd be
ultimate
sick.
heroic is the web wrecking ball. When designing the heroics,
Ooh, I like that Spidey symbol on the ground there. That's cool.
for all of his, right? Spider-Man. So we have him sort of create this.
Look at all that
giant
intrinsic
wrecking
energy
ball
on the
of
floor.
webs, web shooters that he slams down, and we pull the idea straight out.
Intrinsic and health all over the place.
It does a lot of damage to any target that gets hit, and it also provides, a defensive and offensive buff to himself, similar to some of our other heroic buffs. As you upgrade that actually really increases the amount of intrinsic meter you generate. Like, it'll auto-generate, so you'll be able to perform the takedowns more frequently. Not to mention the fact that it does a lot of web status. It's enough to web even some of the stronger targets. So any of your skills or
What's up, Crab?
tied to webbing a target will trigger on.
I
that
know.
as well.
I don't understand either.
Well, everyone's loving it, and loving
Hopefully
the
one
amount of
day we'll
orbs
get
I'm
that
showing on
animation
screen
in
now
combat
that you
form.
get from it.
Yeah.
But not holding out.
When a target is
holding my breath
webbed
for it,
and they're
but-
defeated, there are perks that can generate intrinsic or health orbs.
Yeah, I know, right?
This footage might be
A random
bit
car.
excessive.
Here, Thanos, come here.
It might have been before it was
Smash.
changed.
Maybe.
Damage
But,
ticks and orbs are the most
but yeah.
satisfying thing.
We did take a special note that, like, we didn't want to make the heroic feel too weak, but we didn't want to make it so that if you instantly defeated an enemy, you wouldn't get the bonus. So if you defeat an enemy that would have been webbed, you'll still get those perks for, like, dropping the orbs and all the perks that trigger off of that. So yeah, that's why you get all the orbs, even though all the enemies are defeated at the same time.
Is he shooting vibranium webs?
Yeah, it's probably been tuned since then.
Yeah, he's got vibranium webs.
Probably taken before that. But yeah.
I totally don't adjust animations after things are shipped. That never happens.
So you guys talked about the intrinsic already. Did you want to briefly speak on, like, his like, specifically his range capabilities? I know you did a little.
I like
bit
how his hands and
Yeah.
feet
Do you wanna-
get webs.
Yeah, so he's
Like, is that a
definitely not
buff or
like, a
something?
ranged character like an Iron Man, or even a Widow in that sense. But he obviously uses web shooters. So we primarily focus the normal range attacks to be a status effect. So it builds the web status. It's not the most efficient for damage. But
A lot of takedowns.
He has
Everyone's
three different power attack
takedown.
shots with that you can charge up.
Or stun. That's really good.
And each shot uses a different amount of web fluid in his web shooters that he has to reload occasionally. The
Oh, he's
first one
taking
is
on
his
140
web blast.
enemies, so that's
the
good.
high damage, like
He's
high
strong now.
impact, interrupts the target. It breaks their shield. He's got the web spread where he fires multiple projectiles out in a wedge. Those will knock targets back. So that's really good for shoving targets that you've webbed into walls or knocking them off of ledges.
Ooh.
Or just creating some space. And then the web tether, which I mentioned earlier, which if you fire that at the ground or at another target, it'll find another target to web.
Yeah, it's a funny
Basically
game, Crab.
yank the
I
two
enjoy
together.
the
That one
back
does
and
a
forth
lot of
talk
web
of
status
everybody.
as
It's really
well.
really fun.
The sort of offset for that is that it uses a lot of.
Crab, did you
web
get your
fluid
Spider-Man
when
tickets?
you're fighting, so the
It went
web
on sale.
fluid, well, that's one of the things that I actually really wanted to incorporate from. I remember watching the Saturday morning cartoons and or even the comics. Right, he's always like running out of web fluid mid swing and then like falling from some incredible height while he's frantically reloading. We didn't do that for the traversal, but we did do it for the range combat. So that's kind of one of the also combat ways that we.
It's
can
crazy
push
seeing
in that,
Spider-Man
so,
right there.
yeah, so some of the
I've been in
stronger
that
ones use more
elevator
web fluid
hundreds and
penetration,
hundreds
like
of
that, so you have
times,
more
and
shots
now
per
Spider-Man's in that
cartridge, so you
elevator.
have to reload less frequently, or
Favorite Kate outfit
you
right there.
can reduce the cost on some of the attacks. So
I'm gonna show her skin on the side.
It's got,
Her hips are
people can
exposed.
read it. There's,
Sexy outfit.
There's 3
There's
options
Iron Man
below the intrinsic
with
bars,
the AI Tony Stark.
on there.
So those are the power attack shots. So you'll always have the same basic shot, no matter which one you have equipped, but you can use the left and right on the D-pad to select which one that you're going to use when you charge up. The charge time is the same for all of them, and you can actually charge and then
Nice.
switch
That wrecking ball is beast.
version you want while you're already charged. So as long as you have it set to whatever you want before you fire, you'll get that shot. And again, they have different costs and everything like that. So
Great.
That's awesome. So it's basically like weapon selection.
yeah, it's a weapon selector, just not for the basic fire. It's only for the charged.
Right.
Yeah, and the web cost only happens for the ranged attacks that you use when you aim and shoot. Anything that you do with melee that uses webs, any of the swinging, none of that stuff uses that. Like I didn't want to, as much as I enjoy like the scene in the comics.
Wow, he's
having to
already
frequently reload,
stunned for
well,
takedown.
Like
It was like
swinging,
after like
it
2
doesn't
hits.
happen super often, and you swing a lot in our game.
Spider-Man's
so
a takedown
I didn't want
monster,
that to be
man.
something that constantly occurred, like you falling to the ground because you were swinging and ran out. So it's only on the range.
Look at that. You web him up, now you can take him down.
Affect any of your traversal or melee.
You can constantly get intrinsic health.
Speaking of traversal,
heroics.
can you guys talk a little bit more about like just what he can do, and AJ, like what was it like animating it all?
Sure. I mean, Scott and I can go back and forth, but
Yeah,
There,
basically,
finally
he
60
does a lot
frames
to
footage
say.
here.
He has the most unique traversal out of any hero in our game, the most work that we've probably put into any traversal. Also, cool part is as we've done him, we've actually tweaked some of the other heroes as well. So
Like Hulk,
spoilers,
to make
no
him
spoilers, but
to make
little
him jump
things
farther
that
and
we
higher.
in there to reduce clunkiness. But yeah, I mean, he can swing, obviously.
Oh,
which is
man,
amazing.
that would be
That's a new
amazing.
thing. He can web
Love
zip as
Hulk's
well, which
jumping.
is a lot of fun. And yeah, he can wall crawl, he can wall run. So yeah, there's just a plethora of options, which is awesome. In terms of animating him doing that, it's like a playground, right? I think it's actually one of those things where there's so many inspirations and things to pull from that it's like it's such sensory overload.
Nice
especially
takedown.
with him. Like we've done it for a few years at this point, right? But him, it was like you go in there and there's
Cool,
movies,
cool,
there's
cool,
comics,
cool.
there's games, and there's a lot of them. So it's just kind of looking through all that stuff, seeing how much time we have, and seeing where we can pull in fun, iconic poses, motions that you're used to seeing, or you'd expect him to do, or poses to hit. So, and then overall, just trying to make swinging feel good in our game, which is obviously a challenge in itself. We are not like a giant open world game, so we have rules that we have to kind of work with. So, but it was a fun challenge, and I think he came out awesome. I had a
Yeah, our
blast
theaters are
swinging
sold
around
out
him,
over
so.
here. Multiple
Why,
sold
why
out
don't you guys tell
screens.
them a little bit how the traversal works. Like what's it working off of?
Yep. So the swing, basically, AJ sort of talked about this, but we had to do a lot of work to sort of upgrade our swing from what we had with characters like Widow and Kamala to be, a lot more flexible. And so his swing input is a dedicated input. It's on R2. So if you hold down the right trigger, you'll jump into the air and start swinging. If you're already in the air, you'll just start swinging right away. As long as you hold that, you'll swing. If you let go, it'll disconnect. So you have a lot of control of how you're moving on that swing.
All right.
If you just keep holding it, he'll do swings and automatically keep triggering that over and over again. I saw someone in the chat mentioned pressing X to swing faster. If you press the jump button while swinging, you do launch yourself further. So you do get an extra speed boost while doing that. There's also a skill upgrade for the web zip, which similar to some of the other stuff that we've done where the grappling hook goes to a point, he can web to a ledge directly and sort of perch on it. If you press
Nice
the jump
dodge.
button just as you reach the ledge, you'll launch yourself off of it for a further boost.
Look at Spidey and Iron
Does not
Man.
do that entirely too much. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah. I literally just run around the units and
Look at,
just
they're all
launch him
stunned.
everywhere. Anyway,
Damn.
it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah. He doesn't have a double jump or a super jump off the ground, but if you are on the ground or on the wall and you press the R2, he'll automatically jump off and start going into swing. So that is sort of the one button press to swing input for Spider-Man. In terms of like just flexibility, like it does not require a wall or a ledge or anything like that. If there is collision around, then we'd obviously definitely try and get the web to it, so you swing from that point. But in the areas like the wastelands or the Utah Badlands, when there's a lot of open air, we don't make you sprint on the ground. You can just kind of swing anywhere. So we did a lot of work to try and make that feel as fluid and as smooth as possible.
Nice. Swing and then jump. Get a nice
while
little
still
boost.
Sort of maintaining the traversal metrics that we have for our game with our flyers and the fact that we, like AJ said, we're not a giant open world, right? So we have certain limitations that we have to adhere to. Outside of that,
We'll just pretend he was
pretty important to us.
web slinging from
friendly neighborhood wall
a
crawler,
floating
so
building above him. It's all good.
We talked about the amount of people that would actually wall crawl to get around any of our levels is probably very small. Wall crawl is not super quick, and we do have some open areas and large areas. It's definitely not your quickest way to get up to that rooftop, for example, in that footage that you're seeing. So, but we definitely wanted to include it just to sort of fit the character. Along those lines, we really wanted to improve on our wall run. So
Be nice if you can.
We gave him a lot of
specifically sling to a point,
ability to control
like the
his
top of
run
that
on the
building,
wall.
that
So
roof.
unlike some of the
Aim
other
at it,
heroes who just run left and
lock,
right because
swing
they're
right to
using
it.
as a platform to jump
Can you
off
do that?
of. He can run straight up.
I think
the
you can.
wall
If there's
and
an X on
steer
the top.
left and right on there from that. So you have a lot of control once you're on the wall to sort of move and get around. So he's
Nice
really
dodge.
quick to
Look at it. Everybody's ready to
get
take
around
down.
the
See that?
places with his traversal mechanics.
That is insane, man. Basically, just walk by somebody in their takedown.
Awesome.
From
Real quick, sorry,
yeah,
I
go
saw
ahead,
a
go for
comment
it.
in the chat. Somebody mentioned, I think, air evade or evading while you're in the air.
Yeah.
Spidey does have an air evade, thankfully. I personally am also in the camp of I get very frustrated when I don't have an air evade and I get hit by a projectile or whatever it might be. So no, you can totally dodge those with him.
Yeah, his spider sense will go off while you're in the air. If you evade, you get the perfect evade bonuses just the same way. There is sort of a drop off on the evade, so you can't. It's not a good traversal mechanic. You'll definitely want to swing to sort of move, but if you're in combat, if you just stick in any direction, hit the evade button, he'll sort of use a web to pull himself off in that direction.
Yeah, I think you'll find yourself doing more things with him in the air than other heroes, which makes a lot of sense. So that's great. We did our job. But like I just playing him, I've found that as well. I'm like, oh man, I can stay up here for quite a while. And just
yeah, I said earlier that
everybody.
the animation for Spidey seems a little clunky.
It's fun.
Like something's missing.
Is there any other any special thing that you want to draw special attention to for Spider-Man's combat while I show just random emotes and stuff?
I think for his combat, he's definitely built to be a melee-focused character. He is meant to get in there. His heavy combo deliberately will always sort of use
With that outfit.
sort of go-to gap closer move
Nice.
on targets if they're far enough away. We really want to have him get in there and sort of brawl. He's also really good at bringing enemies up into the air. He is an air juggler. When you think of Spider-Man, you don't think of him standing on the ground quite a bit. You always think of him in motion and swinging around.
Remember,
so he's got
I don't
a
know
lot
if
of
you
moves
guys
that will
remember,
launch
but
the target up.
when I was in elementary and
pull
high
the target
school,
up, so his power
hacky
attack will
sack
pull
was
enemies
like
up into the air.
gigantic. Every recess,
and
there's groups of
I
people
think
playing
you'll
hacky sack.
find that he
And you
is
have to
best
have
suited
your
when you are
had to have
air
your own
juggling
hacky sack,
targets
a
and
special one.
webbing them up.
You'd only use.
It's back to us. AJ, what was the most satisfying thing that you worked on for Spider-Man?
Most satisfying.
It's back to us, by the way.
Yeah, I'm there. It's all good. Thank you. That's a tough question. I don't know. Like, it's all fun. I guess for me, it's always just I have these weird moments when we're creating these heroes where it's like you're just living in this box, creating them, and then at some point they a switch flips and they become really fun. And doesn't truly answer your question, but it's like that's what that's what's awesome for me. Like building the melee just in itself, getting things to flow, getting things to hit right and feel correct on the controller, yada yada yada. Then you put all that stuff together. It's like it is by far the most satisfying feeling. I'll hit up Swelters like randomly, and I'm like, I was just playing Spidey, and I think I had that moment where I'm like, I'm just having a lot of fun. I'm not even thinking about working on this dude right now, which is wonderful for me. So I guess that's my weird way around your question, if it answers it.
No, it does answer it. If anyone has any questions about Spider-Man's combat, before he launches tomorrow, for Scar AJ, now would be the time to do it. As we just talk. But anything else? And what's your like favorite way to play Spider-Man, Scott? Your personal favorite. You know, not the best, but your personal favorite.
I really like his heavy combo. I think doing that is really satisfying. Mixing that in with just the air juggling with the light combo and sort of going back and forth. I think you'll notice some fan favorite moves from the comics and cartoons and inside the heavy combo. We really wanted that one, like all of our other heroes, to sort of emphasize what's special about them. Yep. And so he uses his webs and all of those attacks to either get close to an enemy or knock them into the air or just launch them away, knock them away. So I would say use the power attack, get in the air. It's a fun challenge to play like the floor is lava with Spider-Man. Yes. See how long you can stay in the air and sort of bounce between targets. If you ever see a swarm of drones, Spider-Man is like the go-to hero to take them all out because he can make pretty quick work of them. He can get in the air and just sort of ping pong between them all.
Nice. Can he dodge in the air with the webs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier. Yeah.
I'm just asking questions from chat. The everything's dropping at I think around like in the morning our time. So the time it usually drops. So I think we're aiming for like.
Yeah, I'll
8
cut
a.m.,
him a
but it's
break,
not
Kreb,
entirely
because
up
of the
to us,
COVID thing.
so,
They're
definitely
short-staffed.
giving, like,
Smaller
a
team working on this game.
ballpark of that.
And I think to make up
let me see
costs, they
some other
need to
questions. Are other
go to
characters gonna
pay
get air
to play
dodges?
kind of thing.
Some
They're
of
getting
them
slowly
already
back
have
on
them.
track. For next year,
Not
it'll
everyone
be better.
Currently does.
I
Certainly
never
something that
jumped.
we can,
I think
we
that's
can
been
talk
great.
about looking at it. I think it's more important for our characters that are specifically meant to air juggle or fly. That makes sense to have them. It's doable, but like Cap doing an air dodge is a bit weird. Like he already has his dive on his heavy attack. You guys could just press that. But I don't know if everyone's going to get an air dodge. It's definitely something that is kind of character specific in that sense.
And I guess one of the last questions from our chat, is there something you maybe... Oh, I lost the question. Wow. Okay. Oh, it was I think this might be a question more for Alex. Alex, hi. I don't know if you're watching, but if you guys know like how Spider-Man's gear works with his combat.
He has gear perks that are specifically related to the skills that he does. So stuff that improves the web status, improves his ability to use webs.
There we go.
We have the obvious, like the traditional slate of things of adding status effects to certain attacks, triggering similar buffs that you have on the other heroes. So he has both generic kind of gear perks that all the other heroes have access to, plus ones that are specific to his own kit, specifically his own heroics and web status. I also saw another question of melee improvements. Melee is definitely something that we're looking at tuning in the future through gear perks and other adjustments. So I know a lot of players play ranged quite a bit. So definitely want to make sure that the melee gets time to shine as well.
Okay, well, I think the watch party was supposed to last like an hour, so we're a little bit over. But if you guys can let's anything else you guys wanted to say about Spider-Man combat, other than to have everyone enjoy it tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely have fun.
Have fun.
I'm looking forward to seeing the crazy combo videos and cool things that people do with the new toolkit they have access to.
Yeah, have fun, enjoy them, be kind to one another. We appreciate all of you. So I hope you have a wonderful time air juggling enemies and playing the lava game. I love how Swalter said that. That's exactly what I was doing. I didn't even realize it.
You guys can hang out while we close shop here. Why not? Phil, just real quickly, we didn't even talk about like the war table at all. We kind of just went straight into the interview with Sean
I know.
Chiplock. But you were there. You were talking about the claw raid section, weren't you?
Yeah.
How excited are you for people to finally get their hands on it tomorrow?
The raid.
I'm so excited. Who's planning on having this thing cleared like on the first day tomorrow? Because I want to see if I'm going to see your playthroughs on YouTube or anything.
You'll see mine.
Me.
Raid
Me.
tomorrow.
Okay,
Hulk.
all
Yes,
right.
who's joining me
All right.
tomorrow?
We're gonna hold you guys to
Brave.
that.
I see some brave people. All right.
I'm ready to go.
I'm super curious to see how long it takes you guys to figure all the different things out in there. And there's some really interesting strategies you can do in the raid. So really pay attention to the spaces, pay attention to mechanics, think about how you can leverage the different things that are in there. There's ways to get much more efficient at a lot of the puzzles and the fights. So if you're smart about the way that you approach things, then you can be very successful. And certainly as you get better, it's going to get faster. But the first time while you're learning everything, just try to pay attention to everything. Um, it's super exciting too, right? Because we have Okoye who shows up. You get to hang out with Shuri a little bit, and then we have Zavari that pairs up with you during the raid, which I'm super excited about.
Hmm.
I've wanted to have Zavari do some really cool magic stuff for a long time, and super excited that he gets to do that in the raid. It's super hard not to talk about it because to me it's
I
just
know.
so cool. But it's amazing. Like I will tell you this much: like when you see Zavari show up and he's just kind of chilling and he's just walking, like something big's gonna happen. So just so you know, to me that's one of my favorite moments. So it's
Spoilers.
super cool. And you get to fight a giant claw. We've said that in the past, which I'm super excited about. And you get to fight the bosses with that have different stages, which is super exciting.
Giant
So you
spiders.
guys are gonna have to bring your A game tomorrow, definitely. Um, and we've said a lot in the past, like it takes communication to be super successful in the raid. Um, it's really good if somebody takes charge. So even if like not everybody has a microphone, like if one person wants to give people jobs, that actually makes it so much easier. Like if you just try to go at it, without talking to each other, it's a lot more challenging than it really could be. So I would encourage you guys to try to give each other some jobs. Like, hey, you do this, I'll go over here, you take care of that. Once you start doing that, it's a lot easier. Because it's a raid, there's
Aw,
not
Gilbert.
mission objectives
You can still get like a
on screen all the
PS4.
time that tell you
It's a
exactly
standard
what to do,
PS4.
right? It'll tell you generally
And
what
Avengers
you're
will
supposed
still
to be
get
doing. There
everything.
won't be icons on everything, so you'll have to make sure that you kind of piece together what to do. So a lot of really challenging stuff in there. And then if you do the raid every week and you get the best rewards every week and you make sure that you power up your characters within, maybe 5 or 6 weeks, you'll be able to be strong enough to go tackle the elite version, which is really going to require you to pay attention to the gear that you're wearing, to
Jeez, I have
how
to wait
you're
5 weeks
fighting,
to take
where
on the
you're
elite
fighting.
raid.
That's really where it's going to get
Jeez.
interesting in terms
All
of
right.
difficulty. So it's okay if the elite version is too hard for you. At the very least, the normal version of the raid is really meant to be for where most people can complete it, provided
What's
they
the
have
enemy
some
level
PC
on
work.
the elite raid? What's
But
their
the elite
number?
version is really where you're gonna go
Because the
to test
OLT
yourself. So
is
excited to
is it
see who finishes all that stuff first.
157?
Make sure to
Also,
tag us.
yeah, and I super want to see who's gonna be the first to have a Spider-Man completing the raid.
Oh,
See how long that takes.
that's gonna be exciting. Whoever does it first, make sure to tag us on whatever Twitter, anything. We'll make sure we see it. All right, so I think that's it. Just real quick, there was our social media said that I think our Black Friday sale ends today. It doesn't actually ends on the 2nd. So follow what it says in game for the sale. Just wanted to mention that. But until then,
That's a good deal if you want to get
tomorrow's the
skins.
drop
Everything's on sale right now.
2.2. It's our quote unquote holiday content. It's Spider-Man. It's the claw raid. It's all the systems reworks that we showed off in previous streams. It's a lot of stuff is happening tomorrow, including all the gear perk changes, a lot of gear changes in general. And please, 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 please make sure to tell us what you guys think about it on Discord, Reddit, socials, anything. We want to hear your feedback, especially since a lot of the gear, a lot of the everything is changing for this update.
It's
I
really
think
weird.
Phil's gonna.
Phil's out.
bring
He's taking care of
in- I
his
don't- Phil, are you bringing in Freya?
animal. Yeah,
I
grabbing his
am.
animal.
Okay.
He just disappeared. I loved it.
I know.
Oh,
Just
some people
phasing in the
wanted to see
background.
her.
I do. I love
She
Freya.
gets to do her
Oh, look at
her
that.
stream premiere.
Look
Freya
at
can
that
sign
puppy.
off with us. Hi,
Look those
Freya.
ears.
Holy goodness.
Ooh.
Hi.
Oh,
Everyone say hi,
okay, I
Freya.
was not expecting this at all.
A
Freya,
cute
are you
puppy.
excited for tomorrow?
Yes.
I sleep.
She's also excited to go back to sleeping.
As puppies
As-
do.
Of course, yeah. How
As
old?
puppies do.
She is an 8-week-old German Shepherd.
My
Aw.
goodness. I remember when my dogs were 8 weeks old. Now they're just
I
old
know.
dogs. Yeah. So adorable.
Yeah. All right. So tomorrow, like around 8 a.m. Although it could change.
knew
It's
it.
not
8
always
a.m.
up to us when
Pacific.
the update goes live. But hopefully it is. Until then, we'll post patch notes before that. But
Patch
until
notes.
then,
That'd be huge.
Phil, Scott, AJ, anything else you want to say before we sign off?
You're all
Have a good
awesome.
one.
Yeah.
Guys,
Keep being
you're the
awesome. Have a great
best.
day.
You're all awesome, everyone. Cool. Well,
Well,
see you guys tomorrow.
wish I
I
talked
know I'm
about
gonna be
some
watching all your
changes
guys'
to other
live
characters,
streams,
but that'd take another
so
hour probably.
Until then, until our next stream, whenever that is, we will see you guys later.
We're
Thank
on
you guys for
Star.
tuning
What's
in
up,
to
man?
Our watch party.
Turn it up.
Thanks,
It's over.
guys.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.
I guess I'll turn it up a little bit. Well, guys, what's happening? I could run a little bit of Hulk if you want. Play some games. What's going on? I could do a couple of villain sectors. Show you my current Hulk as he's getting ready to take on the raid tomorrow. Check. Still here. Still here. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Hope I didn't destroy someone's ears. Let's see. Why is that happening? I'm not sure. Let me turn it down just to make sure. Still there. Let's see. Still there. I changed some of my my wiring. And I did not test it before I streamed, so I probably won't have any sound. Let me go to the sound settings, see if there's something I can change here. So audio format has to be linear PCM, not Dolby. Yeah, okay. thing when you live stream, you gotta take away the fun stuff just so it fits in a little tiny tube for streaming. All right. Oh yeah, the nameplate's brand new. Heck yeah, I had to have that nameplate. As soon as I saw that, holy cow. That is an instant buy. It's one of the new vibranium nameplates. I think every character has one. Super cool. Kate, Hawkeye, Black Panther, cool. Yeah, you want to get to about 140. Are you talking about champion level or your power level? Power level, you want to be about 140. Champion level, you can just, keep grinding. This right here is my boss build here. It's like when I go to a villain sector, I just throw on the heroic and just thunderclap him dead, But normally I use the vibranium heroic. I use the damage buff rib. I use the Tachyon Surge arm piece. And then I use the Faultless buff nanites, one of the most rare pieces you can find. This one here, the legendary one. But it's going to be great because I have a purple one that has better perks than this one. But so if I could bring that rare up to a legendary, that would be sweet. So we'll see about tomorrow when that happens. And then for my minor artifacts, I take it down from Triple Valor to Cosmic Infuse so I can get some Sonic or Cosmic damage. And then my second one, I do the Cosmic Surge. So this is my everyday Hulk build. Every day, just going through missions, having fun. Actually, this is my OLT build as well. Omega level. So this will probably be my main raid build right here. I think I'm good. Yeah, I always practice in this room here, the harm room on brutal. Someone in the Avengers Discord was like, I saw a guy on YouTube taking on the 160 brutal. Yeah, I do all the time. This is what I do when I'm not streaming. I go to the hardest difficulty and just go to town. So you guys can see my build real quick here. These are all 170 difficulty, so if the raid is this tough, it's going to be crazy. But as you can see, I have triple status damage on them, and I can get a fourth if I do my gamma on them, which is easy. I just grab a rock and I put gamma on them like that, and that really gets some damage. Takedown's pretty good. So he's gone. You get some vibranium on him. Grab a big rock, put some gamma on him, and he's almost dead. See? I love it. He's throwing rocks at me. And he got vibranium on him just by taking a hit. Amazing. Ooh, 2 hits. Very nice. Get out of there. Oh. Alright. Let me do a takedown on him. Actually, don't want to waste a Bone Shaker until I take on the first level. Hopefully I can get him dazed. And keep that Bone Shaker. Or he's out. Get some gamma on him. Yeah, he's almost dead. Alright, cool. Second wave. Fresh Bone Shaker. Get some takedowns, get some more heroic energy. I love that. 170 enemies are trying to stomp and they don't disrupt my ground and pound. That's awesome. I'm gonna die! Yeah. I'm gonna die. As soon as my bone shaker left, I was like, oh crap, I should have hit it. Anyway, that's the harm room. I love it. Love it in there. Take on these villains real quick. Always go to Wakanda because they have the best shop. I usually farm in Wakanda here. Doing those vibranium ones. Really good. Alright, Maestro, good. It's always fun to play against him. And Abomination, fantastic. My favorite two villains. And this guy's shop right here always got some goodies. Sonic. But light combo, don't like it. This one's the pairing, don't like it. And the pairing, don't like that one. Not a whole lot today.
Maybe later.
We'll do Abomination first. Usually in the city? Yes. Always do challenge 4. Oh, I could have had status too. Tactagon's really good if you want to do a status build. I should have had this on. I would have done more damage. Yeah. So this, yeah, I use this for missions, and then I switch to the stone for bosses. Then you get that double damage boost. It's amazing. All right. Some great nameplates here. Good stuff. Everybody excited for tomorrow? I am. Cool.
Avengers. The Resistance has located one of AIM's cloning labs. Scientist Supreme's goal is to create an army
Nobody talking.
of our worst enemies. I'm sure you'll agree that we can't let that happen. We need to take down whatever foe she's resurrected, or we'll be faced with a daunting problem. Can I count on you to help?
I watched the first episode of Hawkeye on Disney Plus. I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, okay. It's not as bad as I thought. What do you say? Yeah. So, yeah, episode 2 I gotta watch, and then episode 3 comes out in a couple days. I really like this Hulk skin. Yeah, it's real good. Real good.
We're dropping you off close to the location. AIM is on high alert, so look out for any forces in the area. They have the tower locked down with an elite guard team.
I mean, I could go right to the end and take them all out and fast forward through this, but you know what? I'm gonna play. Grab some chests. Hit a few enemies. I want to grab somebody. I want to grab someone. Nobody wants to get grabbed. Random robot. Come here. Oh, okay. Someone's fast forwarding through this mission. Jeez. I'm gonna grab a few chests.
Scanning the facility for the clone's location. location.
That's insane,
In the
man.
meantime, I'm sending you to the lower floors to find a target who has more information.
Have enough time to get one more chest? Probably not. 8 seconds. Okay. Oh, I'm not gonna make it. Alright, let's sit down. All these cars are smashed. Can't grab them. I know, Chris. I'm gonna wait until the new update happens because it might change all my gear in my locker. So some bad gear might be really good gear. So I'm gonna wait. As soon as I see the changes, then I'll start deleting stuff.
You know what to do.
You and your shield. Yeah. You and your shield.
And educational performance. Excellent work.
Alright, time to change to my change to my boss, my villain gear actually. Villain gear, let's see. That one. And then we're gonna do this one. And this one. Then we're going this one. And then we're going this one. 7,200 Valor.
Using his credentials to enter the AIM database. And we have located the clone on the top floor. Watch out. I think it might be expecting you.
See how fast we can take out Abomination. Power up. Oof.
The Abomination clone is defeated. Well done, Avengers.
Pretty good. I'd say it could have been a little faster, though. We'll try it on Maestro. I'm going to change a gear piece, see if that makes a difference. It wasn't too bad, though. Home Theater Man. What's up, Home Theater Man? I'm doing fine. How are you on this fine Monday after a lost day?
Great work, Avengers. If we get any more sightings of AIM clones, we'll be back in touch.
Unstoppable Rage. Alright, we'll do the Maestro mission, then should be about it. Change back to our regular build. Valor resistance, eh? Eh. Ooh, what's this? A defense and damage? Proficiency in Valor? Ooh. That's pretty good. Doesn't have the might, though. What?
Resetting my characters, but
Oh, that's no good. I lose my might. I lose my might on this one too, though. Actually, wait a minute. 64, 61. I'll get more proficiency, not as much valor. Why don't we boost it? That's 3, and that's 2. We don't need that one. I mean, it's nice, but it's worth a locker. It's worth the locker spot for that one. There's better perks. I mean, this one's got the gravity payload and intrinsic stuff. This one's damage. Oh, okay. Stick with that. Stick with that. So we're good here. All right.
Agent Morales just gave me the heads up. More temporal anomalies. Considering they're in the future and their location, we think Maestro's involved.
It just boosts the sound of your headset.
We can't let him mess up our timeline.
Makes sense.
More than it already is.
Just a mini amplifier. Mini amp for your headset. Yeah, Alex, you been playing Halo? I think today is the last day for that event.
Maestro's up to is bad. Space-time continuum.
To get the samurai armor.
If he has a way to travel through time, positive thoughts, good luck. Morales says there's a massive spike in tachyon radiation coming. The origin point is somewhere nearby. Probably where Maestro is too. Eyes peeled, everybody. Aimbots! Why did I think this was gonna go any differently?
Thor is in trouble. When we're hit, Thor goes down. Oh, he's good.
We're in the clear. Keep looking for Maestro. He's out here somewhere.
Avengers, you finally arrived.
Yeah, we're real sticklers for not messing with the timeline.
As I predicted, your hypocrisy knows no bounds.
More trouble. Take him out.
Everybody is so fast in these missions. It's fine, less work for me. I'm just grabbing chests.
rewriting history? You know damn well how risky that is.
Monica failed. I will not.
There's a chest with gear close by.
More goons. You know the drill.
And nobody's grabbing chests. More for me.
This sure doesn't feel like destiny, Maestro. Woo! That's a knockout. This is the storm Morales told us about. Maestro, here we come. Another group down. Maestro's got to be close. Based on that broadcast, Maestro should be up ahead.
Yeah, those mix amps should have an optical input on them, so run digital audio through it. Alright, switch it up to my villain gear. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. 17 and 59. Or 21 and 55. Let's do this one. More intensity. Yeah. 1759. Let's see if that does it.
Cavorite. Maestro's hoarding Cavorite.
A small step toward a better future. I will succeed.
Santa Hulk.
Monica Rappaccini failed.
You got another time bridge stash somewhere? Hostiles in sight.
Power up. Not sure what was faster, Abomination or Maestro.
Yeah, that would have been bad. Okay, let's go home before we jinx this somehow.
I think I'll do more might next time I do a villain. Okay. That's fun. What's up, Fat? How's it going?
Just got word from Agent Morales. Tachyon readings are stable. Another time anomaly dealt with. Great work, everyone.
Now we gotta do Monica. The triple villain. Daily triple villain.
Found a convincing match. Project Omega is being developed at this location.
We've been scanning for cause.
Skip, dude. Thank you. Yes, instead of this one, I'll do this one. And Maybe this one. 21 and 55 should be good.
Nearly there, Mr. Barton.
Just two of us?
Omega's development site is a few clicks away.
Unboxing video? I just did one. My last one was at probably a dog feeder. Pet feeder. Which I use for my main dog. Very nice. Not that one. Not that one. Damn it.
Project Omega's getting shut down. Save the final blow for me, kids.
Did you get your Spider-Man tickets, Alex? When are you going to see Spider-Man? Oh, thank you. I think my camera's been out the entire time.
Heavy resistance up ahead. AIM's security forces are on high alert.
Avengers, secure that super weapon at all costs.
Okay, that looks bad.
Hey, buddy, you got another one of those fancy explanations?
Of course. You were witnessing a form of electromagnetic radiation. The energy fluctuations are very alarming.
I should probably grab the chest. You know what? I'm going to take my time with this one. It's only the two of us. He's not strong enough to blast through those tougher enemies at the end. So I'll have time to grab some chests. This will be my last mission.
Oof, look at that gate. So much for inconspicuous.
Yeah, modesty isn't exactly part of AIM's vocabulary.
Let's teach them embarrassment while we're at it, shall we?
Yeah. Exactly, that's what I thought. What are you doing up there? Dude, you should have never went up there by yourself, man. Now he's going to be waiting. Not even the computer enemy. Not even our teammates went to help him. They're just hanging around up on that little ridge there. Bear Theater's in the house. Bear Theater just bought a new TV. How is this so far, Bear? How is that OLED? OLED. Best TV in the world. OLED. Bear, did you get your tickets for Spider-Man? Chris? Well, it depends on your playstyle. If you're more of a melee, just want to punch things, you want more melee attack. If you want to do the big heroic moves, then you need more valor gear pieces. The most important thing is your battery effect. Oh, I missed that gear piece. Remember, gamma is the primary status you build everything off of. So once you put gamma down, whatever your might earpiece is, that'll give you the battery effect. Where is... Oh, it's down here in the second rock. It's gotta be... Where is that? Man, I got robbed. Supposed to be a gear piece. There you are. I knew it. I think Vibranium and Sonic do the best damage with Gamma. That's why you gotta farm in Wakanda. Wonder if that dude's still waiting. Yep, Varga's still waiting for me to take on these skulls. How have you not seen the first two Spider-Man movies? They've been out for like 4 years. First one is. We can still order tickets. You have 25 days until the movie comes out. So far apart. See, he's got plasma on him. You put a little gamma on him there. Now your damage is going to be doubled. Who's gonna fall off the edge first? Me! Who's left? He got downed again? Pick him up.
Right, how do we get there?
The bunker overhead contains a personnel elevator.
Oh, almost made it.
Up close. Yeah, it's definitely eco unfriendly. Let's get inside that bunker.
Jeez. Hulk smash. Where? Home theater man gets his. You get your rack in 3 years. New Venom for free. Nice. That new Venom movie was funny. I liked it. It was a funny movie. It was too soft for my taste though. It was so soft. PG-13. Yeah, no. Needs to be rated R. He can't have Carnage watered down like that. He could have done some nasty things to a lot of people in that movie. And they should have done too. Like at least a director's cut, some kind of extended cut for the Blu-ray release. That's a damn shame. Anyway, it's decent. But now that Tom Holland's confirmed to do another trilogy for Spider-Man, we will finally, definitely see Venom and Spider-Man in a movie. And hopefully Carnage too. And the other dude. So we should have multiple symbiotes that'll be in a Spider-Man movie, so it's going to be great. Hopefully Morbius, you know, he wants to return. And oh man, imagine a Blade cameo in a Spider-Man movie. Take it home. Let's go. Let's go. It'll be nice. Yeah, I know. Home theater man. Of course I did. The ledge cannot contain Hulk.
The cosmic cube is on this floor. Let's find it ASAP.
Don't mind me, I'm just running past you. See ya. Who else wants some? Yes, craft some of these gear pieces here. Like if you ever see precision with the Hulk piece, get rid of it immediately. Whenever you look for a melee piece, don't get like combo finisher. Look for power attack. But then it has precision in it, so it's gone. Anything purple, forget about it. Purple, forget about it. And for this piece, look for a damage boost. The first perk should be a damage buff.
Security lockdown up ahead. Expect heavy resistance.
These are all purple, I don't want them.
Easy,
Like, that's a good one, but it's
Monica's
purple.
trying her best to stall us. She'll have to try harder then.
Oh, with this new update, gear pieces are going to be changing, so you might want to keep those purple. But for right now, I'm getting rid of them. And here you look for usually Resolve and Valor is pretty good. This one's pretty good. Proficiency, Valor, Resolve, that's a pretty good piece. But perks aren't really that great, so eh. And minor artifacts, look for Valor or Might. Good ones. Man, where's all the Valor around, man? Hulkbuster. Shoot it, man. Nice job.
Security lockdown has been lifted. Well done, Avengers.
Every second counts, people. Keep it moving.
Are you watching this on your OLED? Get that YouTube app on there. Comic book. Nice. All this empowerment, light attack, don't want it. Heavy attack. This one's pretty good, but it has precision, so it's no good. Purple, get rid of it. Purple, purple, nope. Purple, nope.
What in the world?
Get me into the system and I'll see what we're dealing with.
Double might.
Barton, I knew my kindness was misplaced. I'm trying to save us all.
I already told you you fail, but you'd rather die than let go of power. So I'm thinking let go.
Really? Uh-oh. Somebody get on C. Come on, C. What's happening? I'm on C, right? Whatever.
I've breached the system.
Stay sharp. Incoming.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, we don't have any snow here.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything, Mr. Barton. But the enemy levels are rising by the minute. You must pull the levers.
Hey, don't put any links on the Discord, Alex. That's not allowed.
Destroying the power conduits, drawing energy from the cube.
I'm getting major A-Day vibes, Clint.
Yeah, well, time to make things right.
Should have hit all of them. Of course you fall down. What are you doing, Hulky? It's always falling down thing. Holy cow.
Need a hand over here. I can't move.
Okay, robot. How about I throw you up there?
Situation over here. Can't move. On your feet.
Looking pretty grim over here.
Okay, that's all of them. All I do is
Barriers are down. Well done. The containment cube is susceptible to damage.
fire away, Avengers. I say my odds of surviving are pretty good. Let's out of the fight. That's it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Put up some Christmas lights in front of the house. I think we almost finished the tree.
And the cube would give the holder almost unlimited power.
Yep, now we're just waiting on the snow.
You know what? Fine.
Humanity will be saved by aim and science.
I love how she just plops on the ground like she's like just born or something. No grace, just plop.
You're just a small inconvenience. I've had enough of your meddling. I'm ending this here and now.
One shot. How much damage?
Drop the cube, Monica.
$876 seems about right. Me too. Flap. Amazing. All right, so yeah, tomorrow, huge update for this game. I'll definitely be live streaming it, taking on the raid, see what it's all about. Hopefully, Spider-Man's gonna appear here and there, and yeah, it should be fun stream. See if we can finish the raid. See how tough it is. Check out the new gear, all that good stuff. All right, Ducks. Everybody else in the chat, thank you for showing up. Appreciate all you guys. Have a wonderful day. Isaac, I see you. Thanks for stopping by. Sean, sorry I missed you. Hello. OLED gang shirts, Bear. Interesting. Interesting. Otherwise, yeah, Chris. Everybody else, thanks for watching. Hit that like button before you go. Thank you so much. Maybe come by tomorrow. Let's play Avengers all day with the new updates. All right, guys. Have a good one. See ya. Peace out, man.
sick.